Alright guys, today we're going to be building an insane $1,000 red themed loadout. I have two combo suggestions for you, and you can see the first one here. It's going to be Sports Gloves Scarlet Shaman, which are about $305 in field tested, and I've paired it with a Survival Knife Slaughter, factory new, running about $225, which means the combo cost here is $530, which means we're using just over half our budget on the combo, which is kind of the sweet spot. The second combo, if you did want something a bit different, is going to be Crimson Web on Crimson Web. We've got field tested gloves here, and we've got a field tested classic knife. This combination is $25 cheaper at $505. Obviously, the Crimson Web and Crimson Web they pair quite nicely together. However, I think the Scarlet Sham gloves look considerably better, so that's my final suggestion for what you should be running here. Now, we've got the combo I actually think you should go with back, and now USP-wise, I think you should be going for the Treater, which in minimum wear will run you about $15.30. Now, if you're not a USP enjoyer and you prefer the P2K, then I think you should consider going for the P2000 Obsidian, which is only $2.65 as the alternative, so it frees up like over $10 of budget to go elsewhere, and with the gloves, this actually pairs really well. You could go for the Candy Apple and save a few dollars, but I think going Water Elemental makes the most sense here. It's just over $5 for minimal wear. With the right craft on it, it can look incredible, and it's a really nice shade of red the whole way over the skin, rather than just the top layer. Then on the Deagle, I'm going to say Code Red is the way to go here. Now, minimal wear of this, $28, almost $29, might seem a little bit much, so if you want to save some money, you can go get it in well-worn and Battle Scarred. It'll still look good. You do have the alternative of the Crimson Web as well, but flat out, I think for the $1,000 budget, Code Red with the Scarlet Shams, get a nice craft on this, and it is the right combo to go for. I'm going to give you guys two options for the AK. The first one is going to be the Bloodsport, which is this combination of red and orange. That's the actual what is in the artwork, so depending on how your eyes look at it and your monitor settings, you may see red or you may see orange. Now, this is $135. This is probably the best red AK skin in the game, so that's why I'm suggesting it here. And you can get some nice Phase crafts, Phase signature crafts to go with this, or that sort of reddy orange. If you're adamant on like pure red, even though this isn't pure red, the red line, which is black with the red accents. Now, I've priced minimal wear here, $120. You can get it in field test, and the price drops considerably because of how the float caps work on minimal wear, but I do think Bloodsport is the better choice here. And a reminder, we're on day 11 of 12 days of Christmas giveaways, which means we have the Neo Noir now to give away in field test, which is very nice op skin. All you have to do to enter is hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below of your favorite skin from today's loadout. Good luck, and also make sure you're in the Discord because that's where I announce the winners and you don't want to miss out on your prize. On the F401S, I have three options for you depending on how much you actually want to spend. The first one's going to be a factory new Cyrex, which runs you about $37. Personally, this one isn't my cup of tea, but I know some people do like it, so maybe this is a really nice middle ground. Under $40, factory new, you love it, black, red, and white, pairs with the gloves. If you enjoy it, then go for it. What I think I personally prefer is going for a Shantico's Fire. Even though it has this crazy amount of yellow and gold on it, it's a really nice intricate red base on it with some nice artwork design. And I just think, like, with the gloves, it comes together quite nicely. This one is like $20 more. It's $58. And if neither of these are working for you, then you could spend $170 for a field-tested print stream, which I know there's no red on this at all, but this white and black design with this little bit of pearlescent effect means you can put red stickers of your choice, as cheap or as expensive if you like, on it, and it'll actually come together really nicely. Gets a bit more simple for the rest of the skins, like the M4A4, we're going to go Hellfire, under $40, minimal wear Hellfire, just is an absolutely obvious choice to go for. Speaking of fire, we go for the Wildfire here, for the AWP, which is $80 minimal wear. If you're not much of an AWPer, you could obviously look elsewhere, maybe pick up a Duality, doesn't have a crazy amount of red, but it's got enough, or you can even look at getting this in like field test at the Battle Scarred and see if like $20 to $40. The MP9, we still kind of lack a true red budget option. I know the Hot Rod exists, but it's over $100. For now, factory new Ruby Poison Dart is $2.20. I think it works well with the Scarlet Shams, despite not being this like sort of perfect red skin. For the Mac 10, on this loadout budget of $1,000, I think Candy Apple is the right choice here. It is 16 cents in factory new, so it is nice and cheap. What I like with this and what I think pairs well with the gloves is putting Phase Stockholm stickers on it. Now, these are papers. They're super cheap. You can see it just adds a little bit more to it. On the P250, I think we go Mortos, and I think we go Battle Scarred because the elements that you see black accents on, in fact, in minimum wear are normally red, but when you go into Battle Scarred, and this is float capped at 0.60, this can go black accent, and I think it looks really nice, especially with the Scarlet Shams. I'm not going to go hemoglobins for the jewelries. I'm actually going to go for the twin turbos, which are $3 in minimal wear. I've always just kind of slept on these. I think for the $3 price, so they're actually really cool. It's based on a real life like rally car livery, which is kind of sick. Really nice red, white, and green combination. I think they're pretty good for the price. A little bit slept on. On the 5.7, it's going to be a factory new Urban Hazard. I consider going minimal wear, but it does pick up too much wear in minimal wear, and you want that really nice, clean, glossy top of it. It's only $1.35 in factory new, so you're not breaking the bank. It's almost 2025, and we still need Valve to give us a proper red Gael skin. This time, I'm going to rock with a Signal. It's minimal wear. It's 75 cents. Again, it's not going to break the bank, and it does at least fit into what we need, and you can do a nice red craft on top of it, but it would be nice in future cases to get a proper true red Gael. And I'd say it's kind of the same on the Famous side of things, but I do think the roll cage looks really nicely with the gloves that we've got here. That sort of black and then red accent with some white as well. This is $3.55. If you don't use the Famous much, and obviously you can skim over this and go super budget. Maybe you don't even have this in your loadout at all. Maybe you're one of those guys. But I think value for money here, you're getting a pretty good skin, and it fits into the overall loadout quite well. A nice budget Mag 7 that actually looks really good is the Petroglyph. Minimum wear, this is going to run you 65 cents. And again, goes together nicely with the gloves. I like the detailing all over it, and it is super budget friendly. The one that's not as crazy budget friendly and does wear quite badly even in minimal wear is the Tranquility, but it is a perfect pairing with the gloves. The XM is still heavily meta if you do rock it often. $8 this might be a little bit much for what you want to spend, but it is within budget, and if you do use the XM, I think this is worth it. On to the last 4 skins here. For the Tech 9, there only is one option at all, and it is going to be the Isaac. It's $3.60 in minimal wear. The good news is, though, it does pair really well with the gloves, so even though it's the only option, it's still a good option. The side made is going to be the AUG of choice. Now, this is $3.44 in minimal wear. Hello, matey. You might not use the AUG much, so again, much like the Famous, if you somehow don't have this equipped, you can skim over it, but I think it's worth having an AUG in the loadout. We go nice and cheap and just easy going for the SG. It's going to be a Darkwing. It's 65 cents in minimal wear. For a while, I went off this a little bit because so much of the red is in the background, but the scope design is actually quite nice, and when you do get into those red accents, it really shines for the price that you're paying for it. And then to round it off, we have the Scout Bloodshot, which is going to cost you $8.05 in field test it. Minimal wear is way too much of a jump up price-wise for the condition difference. It's not a crazy lot. So I think this is a nice middle ground. Now, if you're wondering, total cost-wise, what does this come out at? So, if you went with the Emperor A1X Cyrex, you actually have a nice buffer. That's $911. You've got $90 buffer to do crafts, to make changes where you want it. If you went with the Chico's Fire, it's $932. Again, nice buffer for crafts if you want to change things around. If you went with my suggestion of the printed stream, the total cost goes to $1,046. So we're almost $50 over budget, but we do always set this 5 to 10% buffer, and that means we're within it. And I do think that would be the right choice to go for. And that rounds off the $1,000 Red Loadout. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. For this time, I actually put into practice my own theory of what budget splits you should ideally do for a loadout, which is 50 to 60% budget on the combo, which we did, just over 50%, 30 to 40% on the main skins, then 5 to 10% on the leftover. I have a video coming within the week that covers this a bit further of how I think you should be building loadout, so keep your eye out for that one. But before I go, I'll say a big thank you to the YouTube members that continue to support the channel. It is super appreciated. Make sure you guys enter the giveaway, make sure you're in the Discord so you don't miss out on the prize, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.